Hey, it's Shabes, and welcome back to another expedition of the Anime Encyclopedia. We're back! It's been like 2 months or something. Not gonna get into it. Actually, why not get into it? Not fully. But, surprise! I wanted to do a very, spontaneous stream. I'm gonna put myself over here so I don't, 'cause I'm so vain, I keep looking at myself and not looking away. Whatever. I was wanting to do a surprise stream tonight. I've been busy all week. It's the first week of the year, and I put out a video on the main channel saying I wasn't happy and wanted to do better. So that includes more streams, as best as I can. Hi, glad to see you back at it. And he's back. Yeah, good seeing you guys. It's been a while, and I apologize for being so stupid, sporadic, and all this everything. And it's part of that brain fog of not wanting to stream because I haven't read. And I haven't done I have to be all prepared for it because I have to make it as best as possible. When, I've done it long enough where, I could probably just turn on the assumption. I could just turn on the camera, not really have anything planned, and have an idea and just kind of go for it and see what happens. And if it's bad, then whatever. It's not a big deal. I'm sure people have a good time. More streams, awesome. Exactly, right? So, it says first edition of M. First of all, I don't know if you remember. I do. We didn't finish L. I was close. I don't even know where I don't know what the last thing... it's been months. So I still have to figure that out, but I was like, I'm not delaying it any longer. It's 6:40. I wanted to start at 6, but I had work. I had to finish this job, certain thing I was working on for IRL job. So it was 6:40. I'm like, I'm just going to get started. And so we're just going to do M. And when it says live, I wanted to try this idea, because again, a lot of the hesitation of not doing, I guess I'm not streaming, is because I wouldn't do the reading, and it would take I would try to do 5 hours worth of reading, not a regimented amount, but enough for a decent chunk, right? It's I got all this done, and the stream would be me sharing my findings, and it would just be a bunch of communicating with the chat anyway, because I'm very blessed to have an actually active chat, which I'm very grateful for you guys. Love that last vid. Found it really insightful as a non-YouTuber. Yeah, trying to get into people's mindset. That's the thing with YouTube that is so unique to any other medium. And I guess you could say it's the same with TikTok and just general social media stuff. Is you can really post anything, and that includes being metatextual and talking about the channel itself. You don't see an episode of Mythbusters where they're talking about their production or the next season. It's a TV show, right? It's all produced with actual production behind it, produced with production. Where with a channel like mine, it's just me, So and there's other channels that could just kind of update whatever and be kind of sporadic, and there's something kind of exciting about that, but also very sloppy, and it can be whatever. Anyway, so live, what I wanted to do is not do that advanced reading and just read it now. Not out loud, because I think that would be too much. It would be... those of you guys who've been here with the essays that we read, that was my blind reactions to their essays that are in this book. And those take 20 and 30 minutes with me commenting on everything, because I feel I need to add things. I can't just reproduce the book on stream, right? Trying to avoid that, trying to no copy, whatever. BS. So, I mean, it might not go very well, but, I was thinking, yeah, I would read it. I wouldn't be saying much. I don't know how, the thing is, I know a lot of people listen to streams. I certainly listen to streams when I'm doing something else. I'm not saying you should do something, but I'm just saying, this is my plan. And this is, if that was bad, please tell me. Or if I didn't feel comfortable doing it, or whatever, then we just won't do it again. And then I'll just go back to the other thing, and, I'll try to, read more throughout the week. Maybe I'll try something else, but this is just an idea I had to try to do more streams, try to be a little more flexible and break this uncomfortable. It's oh, what if I'm not good? What if I'm not prepared for this? All I figure people just want to hear from me and everything. So, but that full warning, that's kind of what I'm thinking in this stream. It's not. I don't know what's in here. I'll obviously like tell you what I'm reading. You know, they're not gonna just like hear. I'm not gonna just pipe up whatever. You know, I'll talk. We'll see how this goes. So, well, the first thing that I do when I do the encyclopedia, when I get to a new letter, is, well, let me show you on stream, but I want to put it on this screen so that my face is brightened up. But basically, we're at M, and the first thing I need to do is highlight all of the entries that are just in the 3rd edition. So when I go do the comparison, it's easier for me to find, because there's obviously it's a different compiled order in the 1st edition. It's just the titles from 2001 and before. So I know M the 3 Dark Metal is not in here because it's from 2014, etc., etc. This is from 2003. So I figure we can go through these and maybe we can I'll again, I don't want to stream the actual book because you know, I don't want to promote the piracy. You know, I'm just giving the book, whatever. But I'll go through here and I'll let you know. There's some titles that'll stick out. Like, here's what's going to be in this reading. But in case you guys have any like questions or just want to chat or whatever, please, you know, hi, good to see you, Glowworm. But yeah, I'm sorry I don't have as much as a prepared stream, but this is a basically live. This is what we're gonna do. Macademi, never heard that before, from 2008. Machine Hayabusa from 1976. Machine Robo, I worked on that. Macros, so they do have their own macros entry, because it makes sense, because there's also like plus and 7 and all that, and that's a fairly big entry. Oh my god, that's right. I also have to do the figuring out what's a long entry and what's a short entry. Oh god. I probably won't do that here because that's boring, because I have to like count the lines in order to figure that out. So probably won't do that on stream, but are you making a list here or adding stuff to your watch list as you go? Just familiarizing. Okay. Hi. So this is the expedition of the Anime Encyclopedia. And I didn't actually put that on the damn title for once. This is the first time it's not on the title of the stream. But this is a big project. There's context in a video that I recorded literally over a year ago. I started this project in September of 2021. Yes, of 2021. And this is the... Okay. I'm going to give you the whole explanation. I'm fine with that. This is the Anime Encyclopedia. This was written in 2001 by John Clements and Helen McCarthy, along with some, you know, they had some help and contributors, but it's their names on the book at the end of the day. They're all responsible for everything in here. And it's an interesting read. I've been reading all of it. And I'm comparing it to the 3rd edition that was published in 2015. I have a digital copy of that. So I'm trying to see what the difference is, what additions were made, what changes were made. Pretty much as of this point, we're halfway through it, and there really aren't that many changes besides cosmetic things, little corrections here and there. But so there's still some inconsistencies, mistakes, bad, dumb stuff. Are you a One Piece fan? Are you familiar with red-haired Junks? That's who they call. That's what the name Shanks. They call them Junks. At least in the 1st edition. I don't remember if they corrected that in the 3rd edition. But stuff like that. Not like that. That's one egregious example because it's like it's One Piece, right? Like, but like, I would say 85, 90. Like a lot of this is right. Okay. But there's a lot of things that are interesting about this book. The main thing for me is that sometimes they like to give their opinion about these shows. Now, so it's not just an encyclopedia of like, here's all the anime that's ever been made. Here's what we think about them. It's like, okay, I wouldn't expect that for an encyclopedia, right? So I'm keeping track of that, and there's a lot of other things I'm keeping track of. So we're on M, and I'm basically going to be reading it, not fully on the stream or anything, but kind of as I'm streaming. And if you guys, you know, so we're just kind of chill, hang out, whatever. Just to give you the idea. I just finished a huge Macros binge while I still have the Delta movies and Macros 2 to... Oh, wow. That's crazy, dude. I don't even want to know. It's been so long since we spoke or seen you on stream, but like you must have seen a ton of shit. The guy Greg, he's seen like what 2,000 series. I feel like I might be exaggerating, but it's over 1,000. It's over 1,500 or something. This dude's a machine. It's crazy. He's seen a lot. Fair warning, Macros 2 is pretty boring. Yeah, fair. Full Man Man, good to see you back. Full Man Man's another regular. Is it focusing on historically significant stuff? No, it's all of it. It's all of it. It's like every anime ever. They don't include commercials, music videos, so Daikon 4 doesn't have its own entry. But like, as much hentai as they know about is in here. So there's a lot of hentai entries. And yeah, like some of the most obscure things. I think we found 2 entries that they put in the first edition that never ended up being made. Like they were canceled projects. It's disgustingly thorough. Very admirably thorough. But yeah, it's everything. And I'm not like, writing all of it, but it's just my thoughts. Writing my thoughts of what stuff that stuck out to me. And the idea, right, is that these are all VODs and it's an archived stream series. And eventually I want to make a dedicated video about, just the video is called I Read the Entire Anime Encyclopedia. So that'll be fun. But then they have the whole stream being like, no, I really did. I didn't just like skim it, I read it. No, I really read this and the 3rd edition. Your hair is beautiful, my brother. Thank you, John. I really appreciate that. Sometimes it doesn't look great, and today it's feeling good. It's feeling like a good day, Full of Man, I was wondering if I should watch it at all. We've come this far. The trouble with marathoning everything of a particular franchise. Gotta watch SD Gundam. Shades, have you seen me in the Escaflowne group? Yeah, I've seen you, yeah. But it's not like I ask you there, like, hey, Greg, yeah, which I apologize. I'm not the most personable, so I apologize. Is there like a section where they explain how they made the book and what the research process was like? They have talked about it on an episode of Ancast. It's the Anime News Network podcast that Zach Birchie hosted for a long time. And while they were promoting the 3rd edition, they were guests on that podcast. So they talked about, and that was what sparked my interest in this book, really. Them talking about it and the process of making it and why they wanted to make it and everything. So you can get a lot of information there. And of course, they also talked in detail in their introduction and such, which I also covered in like the very first VOD, which you can all go back to. It's all public. It's on a playlist on my channel. You won't hate it, but you won't remember it either. Yeah. Yo, good to see you, Equinox. So today we're just going through all the M. We're gonna see what is in the 1st edition, what's in the 3rd edition, like sparsing that out, and then we're just gonna read from the beginning of M, and see how it goes. See what they've said. Mapple 34 is a old title. Yes. Mad Old Bag. Okay. See, I'm just gonna say these titles, and we'll read them when we read them. Madam Butterfly, Ochofujin no Genso. Wow. I wonder if that was so. If Ochofujin was a reference from the character name for the Ace. Madara, 91. Madcap Island, 67. Studio Madhouse. I highlight these in blue. They have sections about studios and individual staff sometimes. So those I'll read kind of when I'm reading the 3rd edition. Because those were published in the 3rd edition. The 1st edition doesn't have those. I'm at 1,600 now. Wow. Though a lot of that is short stuff in movies, though I did cross 300 days. That's awesome. I'm looking for... I don't know if it'll happen at this point. I have to watch more, like, stupid 200 episode long stuff for it to happen, I think. But I'm at 791. And I'm at 251 days. So I don't know if I'm going to make it to 365. Ideally, I want to have 1,000 completed and 365 per year to have that proportion, so that it's not like bloated with like shorts and movies and stuff. I might try to make like a short a shorts anime, a separate list. It's a whole thing. Alice, good to see you. Streams are back. Yeah, good to see you too. We're just doing something different. We're just kind of, I haven't done any reading in advance, so we're doing it now. But I figure people want to see me stream, right? And I've done it long enough, so we'll see how entertaining it is. I should mention that the Macros 2 arcade game is really fun. Honestly, better than the anime. Wow. Madlax from 2004. Madonna from 1988. Maddox from 1987. We're just going through the first and third edition and separating the two for me so I can compare the two. It's going to be a lot of me looking at the book and looking at the screen. Just a fair warning. It's tedious. Amahiru Maeda. Suneo Maeda. These are people. Magi, Laborative Magic has an entry, 2012. And heck, I mean, I don't mind. If you guys hear about an entry, like, what is that? I want to know about it. Let me know and I'll read it. Yeah, I don't mind. It's like, oh, what do they say about Magi? What do they say about the magic of chocolate from 2011? I don't know. I don't know what that is. I'm not going to set any limitations. It's like, oh, I'm not reading that now or something. Whatever. No, Magic Boy is from 1959, so that's not something to highlight. Okay. Magic Thief. I mean, I think the volumes are good too and everything. Yeah. Magic Treehouse. Oh right. Based on like literally like the children's like young adult books, not young adults. Mary Pope Osborne's children's book series had the distinction of eclipsing Harry Potter at the top of the New York Times bestseller list in 2006. I wonder what book she did that with. She posted hundreds of, like, a lot of books. Wow. But yeah, I remember hearing that had an anime. That, of all things, had an anime. That was crazy. I should check it out, honestly, because that was like a childhood book, a book of mine. If you guys remember Magic Treehouse, The Americans, maybe. Let me see if I can pull it up. Books, yeah. Yeah, like that's like they're like very short, like young, like for elementary school level. But they would do all over places and stuff. Oh, I guess they altered the covers or the graphic novel. That's sick, actually. Those are good for graphic novels, I think. They were very adventurous, very fun, interesting. I don't feel like I learned a ton, but they were certainly very exciting and fun. But I guess there's an anime for it, so that's pretty cool. 53 pages of just Maho. Yeah. Well, so the way they organize these is actually by English titles. So they and there's a lot of different particularities that they've ordered this by. Like if it has a 3-stage title like Shoujo Kakume Utena, it's in U for Utena. Neon Genesis Evangelion, it's in E for Evangelion, because they figure fans are just gonna flip to E for Evangelion, I guess, even though they would most likely go in Neon Genesis. Anyway, it's like, okay, fair. Magic Users Club, Magic Woman M, but you're right, a lot of magical, a lot of magic, yeah. Magical Woman M, Magical Kanen, Magical Doremi, let's fucking go. I already read it. It's very underwhelming. They clearly didn't watch it. Emmy, Magical Fairy Persia, the Piero shows. Magical Girl Adelina, from 2011. Magical Girl Itsuka. Sorry. It's the Gatorade. Not the Gatorade, it's Mountain Dew. I have Gatorade back here, though. Magical Girl Lalabelle. Magical Girl Sae, 2006. Magical Girl Tickle. Huh. Majoko Chikuru. Huh. From 1978. Weird title. Okay. Magical Canon. I swear that was the... Wait a minute. Magical Canon with a C from 2005. And then Magical Canon with a K from 2000. Weird. Magical Mako-chan from 1970. Magical Meg. Magical Meg, that's a good one. Magical Meg-chan. Yeah, from 1974. Magical Meow Meow Taruto? Yeah. No, 2001. So I'll keep that first. The 2001s is always weird because sometimes they're on it, sometimes they're not. So I think it's like if it's after 2000. If it's 2002, then clearly. But yeah, because I know Abenobashi was on there, and there it is, Abenobashi right there. Magical Taluluto from 1979. Magical Travelers from 2006. I remember seeing those in my library and thinking it was Harry Potter. I mean, yeah, the main kid has glasses, so I get it. I remember the Del Toro Quest Kids book on anime. Wow, okay. I don't think I read those. Apocalypse got a DS RPG too. Just got the DVDs for Magic Users Club a few days ago. Nice. I got a Mahotsukai Tai, right? Is that what it? Users Club? Yeah, Mahotsukai Tai. Gotta watch that. Gotta watch that, man. Sato. Hell yeah. I've heard good things about that one. Where was I? Magical Play, Magical Shopping Abenobashi, Tower of Luto, Magical Twilight from 94, Magical Warfare from 2014. I'm just going through the M edition right now and just sorting out from what's going to be in the 3rd edition and what's going to be in the 1st edition right now, if you were just tuning in. Your voice is pretty low under the music, by the way. Ah, dang it. I was asking if you know what? It was because the freaking desktop, I didn't put it down. I usually do, but I just got so excited. Hopefully it's been okay for people. And good for me on the playback, because damn it. Where is it? Okay. It's Kino. Is one of my favorites, so good and cute. Yeah, gosh. Magical Witch Academy from 2007. Magical Witch Pune-chan from 2006. Magicano from 2006. Magipoka from 2006. A lot of stuff from 2006, of course. Magnos. Magnarobo Gathering Gakeen. Oh, it's Gakeen. I know about Gakeen, but they call it Magnos. I believe it must have had a U.S. airing. Yeah. Reputably released in the U.S. in a feature-length dub under Cruel Creature, who won't hesitate to... Oh, under the Magnos title around 1984. Okay. Magical Taruto. Wasn't that from the creator of Golden Boy? Let's see. Written by Tatsuya Egawa. Career Magic. Oh, yeah, Golden Boy. Yes. Same writer or manga artist. Yes. Cool. Oh, Magnos. Mahjong Quest from 92. Maharaba from 2005. Maharamatic from 01. Can't wait to see what they say about that. Actually, I need to put that in first edition. This is 01. Maya the Servant. My Miracle. They seem to have a fair chunk of something to say about that. Mai's Magic and Family Days. Maiko 2000 from 1998. Made in Heaven. Super S. Maid Sama. Yep, Kaichiwa Maid Sama. Maiden Infringement Play. Maiden of ... Oh, Shabes, I might have told you, but I snagged a Blu-ray if it was... Hell yeah. Last chance, fellas, if you haven't gotten that. I'm really for it. I'm really happy we managed to get it. And if you do miss out, I think Retro Crush still has it for streaming. I'm pretty sure, but it's worth getting the Blu-ray. I think it's got a trailer that I made on it. Yep, and it also has a Genesis game by Game Freak. I need to get the Magic Users Club DVDs. They were on sale when I got them. Taruto is way more popular in Japan than Golden Boy is. Wow. Yeah, that's interesting. Maiden Rose from 2009. Maiden's Shame Game from 10. Maids in Dream from 03. Maid Sister from 11. Mail Order Maiden 28 from 1995. Maison et Petit Cubes. House of Small Cubes from 08. Let's go. I imagine it's on here because it got the Oscar. Yeah, it won the Oscar for Best Animated Short Film. Maison Ikoku from 86. Maison Plaisir from 2002. Magikoi, Oh Samurai Girls from 11. Major. Holy shit. God, so like, Major's a really big franchise, right? So it's got 154 episodes for one TV series. It's got a OVA, and then it's got a 2-minute. And then, wait a minute. I thought it was more than that, or maybe I'm wrong. Oh my god. Oh, it just got stuff. Holy shit. But there's tons of it. So there's 20. Okay. Wait a minute. So it's a 2-core. It first started as a 2-core from 04 to 05. And then season 2 was like was literally like, wait a minute. May 2005. And then December 2000. So there is a gap. There is a second. So it's a second season. They just grouped it into 154 episodes, parentheses TV. Usually they break them into seasons if it's like this. That's bizarre. But then, season 3, I'm not going to do the math. Season 4, season 5, season 6. This is running till 2009 now, 2010. World Series, 2-episode OVA. Major Message, 1-episode OVA from 2010. Major Second, and so that's starting in 28. So okay, so Major Second isn't on here because it came out in 2018. So it wouldn't be in the 3rd edition. But look at their fucking entry for Major. That's it. Right there. That's all of it. That's a huge, like, I've heard so much about that series, and that's all they have to say about it. That's crazy. Sheesh. That's definitely one of the reasons I want to really keep track of what's a long entry for them and what's a short entry, because they spend a lot of time in detail on certain entries that they either really like or have a bone to pick with, and it's versus the ones that they have little to no information about. And it's like, yeah, it's nice that you can say that this was the first time this was ever mentioned in English, but it's not like you gave us anything valuable. It's not like you gave us anything substantive, because all you gave us was the synopsis, right? And the staff, I guess, which is still better than nothing, don't get me wrong. But there's priorities. There's an interest. It's interesting to see the priorities, is all I'm saying. Obviously, you're going to have priorities in this regardless. It's impossible to ask for them being very perfectly regimented. Each entry has the perfectly uniformed same amount every time. I get it. It's a book. They can do what they want. But like, something to say, something to mention about that. I would think. Maybe there's a commonality. Maybe there's similarities in the titles that they choose to spend a lot of time on versus the ones they don't. For example, I can already tell you it's definitely going to be the ones that were released in English. They're going to have a priority in that because it's an English book, and I think they have a right. I think they make sense in that way. But if you really want to learn about anime, you should probably learn about the ones that are the most important, regardless of country. You know, there's certain ones that are a very big deal, and they might not be in English. So what do you do? I don't know. Just something to think about. See, this is what I mean. This is why this book's so interesting, and I want to keep. I love talking about it. Major is good. Yeah, I've heard great things about it. It's on a lot of people's favorites list. Do the Dear Blood Brothers have any special features or interviews? Unfortunately, no. They couldn't get any. I think it was just they didn't receive any, or they yeah. But it's also like TMS, I think. So I don't know. There was also a very last minute sort of thing. I don't know how much I can really say, but like the reason we just couldn't get any. Which is fine, Someone just subbed the first episode earlier this week of Taruto. Wow. House of Small Cubes. Love 8 Minutes in Koku. Major's good. I think Major has a Wii game. It's how I heard about it. Taraluto, really? That's interesting. It's got nearly 90 episodes. Yeah. Sometimes people just sub a single episode as proof of concept. Wait, why? Did they hate it? No, they just don't say anything about it. Major, they just give the synopsis, and they say, in a baseball romance along the lines of Touch or Slow Step, based on the manga in Shonen Sunday magazine by Takia Mitsuda. They didn't say anything about it. They kind of have a little it's a baseball thing. Just to give you a taste. But then they go on this effing crazy rants on some of these other titles. You know? Sports anime was not popular in America in the 2000s. Even now, most sports anime are just cult hits. Yep. Hi, Shaves. I love you. Good to see you, P. Makai Oji, Devils and Realist from 2013. Makenki Battling Venus from 2011. Maki Productions. Maki-chan Entwined from 2012. Makoto-chan from 1980. Alice Doll from 2001. Believe you'll be interested in that, Hayden. They actually have a fair deal to say about that one. I think they've seen it. They have a take. Although I'm sure you can read it. I think you have the book too, right? Mama Loves Poyo Poyosaurus is a title. Mama's a fourth grader from 1992. Mameushi-kun from 2007. The Man Who Created the Future from 2003. Manabi Straight from 2007. Manga Mito Komon from 1981. Manga Pictures of Japan, Manga Nihon Emaki from 1977. Man Girl from 2013. Man Globe. Man Made. Manmaru the Ninja Penguin. Man's an Idiot from 1970. Otoko do Aho Koshien. Koshien's an idiot. Man's an idiot. Manual of Ninja Martial Arts from 1967. Man X Mouse from 1979. Many Dream Journeys of Meme. Meme. It's meme, okay? Mao-chan from 2002. Which one? Oh, Malice Doll. Really want to watch Mom as a fourth grader someday. It looks great. Malice at Doll is the one I was talking about. They have a fair chunk to say about that one. Man X Mouse. Maple Colors from 2005. Maple Town Stories. Yeah. Maple Story from 2007. Maps from 1987. Mar from 2005. Marco Polo 1979. Marduk Skurambudu. Mama's a fourth grader is a good time. The aunt is a gremlin. I love her. Yeah, that's awesome. I've come across the poster a couple of times, so it looks decent. Yeah. Oh, that's interesting. Margaret video series from 1993. Marginal Prince from 2006. Maria is Watching Over Us from 2004. Maria Holic from 2008. Marian Galley from 2009. Marina the Manga Artist Goes to Camelot. It's quite the title. Marina Gogo from 2001. Marine Boy from 1966. Marine Express 1979. Marine Snow 1980. Marissa the Chojo in 1986. Marmalade Boy 94. Mars Daybreak 2004. Marvelous Melmo 71. Mori Masaki is a person. Kenzo Masaoka is a person. Koichi Mashimo is a person. Mashi Roiro Symphony from 2011. Mask of Glass. Mask of Glass? Bro. People definitely call it Glass Mask. Why is it localized like that? It's not a big deal, but like, okay. I'm gonna assume the show is more innocent than the title makes it sound. I was talking to the director of Blue Remains, which is by the same studio who worked on Malice Doll, and he told me he watched it and I think he liked it. Yeah. I think we'll watch Marmalade Boy soon. Mask of Glass. Yeah, I was like, that can't be what they're referring to, right? Like, that's a different title, right? And nope, 1984, Grass no Kamen. It's definitely Glass Mask. Masked Maid Guy from 2008. Masquerade from 1998. Mass Effect Paragon Lost 2012. Master Keaton 98. Master of Epic 2007. Master of Martial Arts 2008. Master of Mosquiton 96. Toshio Masuda. Matasaburo the Wind Imp. Okay. Matsugoro the Wolf. Leiji Matsumoto. Maya Miyazaki Compendium from 2010. Maya the Bee. Mayo Chiki. Maze 96. Mazinger Z. MD Geist. Quite a lot to say about that one, of course. Me and I, the Two Lots. Meccano from 95. Mecha and Afro-kun from 2010. Mechamote 2010. 9. Metabots. Medaka Box. Medical Humiliation. I wonder if that's a hentai. You really don't know unless you look at the LVN and it's like, it's probably a hentai. And then you just have to read it and be like, yeah, this is probably a hentai. Mega Man, 2002. Mega Me Paradise from 95. Megazone 2385. Mien Lieb from 2004. Okay. Lemma Mask of Glass. When the mask is made of glass. I need to read the last manga. They just translated the title literally. Yeah, for some of these, yeah. Mikaku City Actors. Look, they had to make those localization choices before anyone else. They were on the cutting edge, for better or worse. And I guess we didn't even have Glass Mask as of 2015. Or maybe they didn't even change it. They didn't even bother. I'd have to see. That'd be funny. Mekander. Melancholy of Haruhi Suzumiya from 06. Mellow from 93. That is a very short entry. That is a very short entry. Literally just trouble in the classroom when the new teacher turns out to be a transvestite. Based on the 1991 manga by Rin Kasahara, published in Shonen Champion. That's it. Oh! Cool! Interesting! Thanks. Not like I really needed to know about that. I'm sure it's whatever. But like... See what I mean? And then they just talk endlessly about MD Geist. It's like, okay. Not endlessly, I should say, but... Armitage the Third? Yes. Melody of Oblivion. Melty Lancer. Members of the Student Council. Memories. Memories of. Memories of Youth. Menage Twins from 03. Menkui from 2011. Mermanoid, 97. Mermaid Melody from 2003. I've heard good things about that one. That's a magical girl, right? Magical girl, right? That's a Maho Shoujo Desho. Which, speaking of, Mermaid's Forest, Mermaids in Bream, Metal Angel Marie, Metal Fighters Miku. Metal Fighters Miku? Isn't it Metal Fighter Miku? Anyway. I was going to say, this year, I started Sailor Moon. And I started Sally the Witch. And I started Himetsu no Ako-chan. And I'm taking notes. See, the thing is, right? Sally and Ako. I know I'm going to just say that eventually it's going to be kind of like, yeah, I watched them. And I'll have a vague idea, like my impressions about them, but I won't remember much about them. But like very few people have watched through this whole show, both of those shows. So I really want to document my experience with them. What was the episode like? How was it? Any note, and then take notes on both of those shows. So those are very active watches for me. They're both raw, by the way. I watched the first 7 episodes of Sally that were raw, that were subbed, and then I'm going to be watching the next batch is going to be raw. But Akko was raw from the beginning. Raw being no subtitles, so it's all in Japanese. And I don't speak Japanese, but I've watched enough raw. But like I've watched Akuma-kun And I've watched Wanpaku no Kum Kum, which is like the caveman thing that Rentaro directed and has Yasuhiko designs. It's cute. It's fun, but I don't have much else to say beyond that. Because I just kind of watched them. And I was doing other things as I was watching them. So it was just kind of going by. And when it finished, it was just, oh yeah, that's it. You know, and I don't have as much of an impression of those shows, which is unfortunate. You know, I wish I took notes. I wish I took like a journal of some kind. So that's why I'm doing that for Sally and Akko. And then I decided, why not do it for Sailor Moon as well? Even though you don't really need to. I want to do it for myself, really, because I know that's going to be another series where it's going to be like kind of all goes by, right? And it's only fair. If I'm doing it for the other two, why not the third one I'm watching it with? And for that one, what I'm interested in about Sailor Moon is what I've heard. Clear and Sweet has this opinion, and he's expressed it in the Iceberg video he did recently, that Sailor Moon, the success of that series, has more to do with the anime helmed by Junichi Sato and that particular staff than it does Naoko Takeuchi's manga and original IP. And I like that take. I'm not gonna lie. It's kind of spicy. And I have some bias, of course, because I really like Junichi Sato. I really like Ojamaja Doremi, which he directed the first season of as well. And I just like the idea of anime being superior to manga. I always love that that narrative thread. So I'm not comparing. I'm not doing it. I kind of am. But like I'm watching it alongside a guide of like, this is what episodes adapt which chapters, because there's very few chapters of Sailor Moon, very few, and they're very different actually. Not super different, but like fairly different. So I'm keeping track of that while watching the show, and I'm trying to pay attention of like, what are some really good episodes that are not in the manga at all, that like probably contributed to Sailor Moon's success. I think. Trying to feel that out. So there's some active watching with these three shows, almost sort of like turning them into content in a way. But again, it's because I've always felt bad not doing that for these other shows, because I'm above turning everything I watch into content. I'm not promising a video for any of these. It really is just sort of for my own personal discovery. And maybe they turn into a video, and maybe it's just unscripted, it's not like a big deal or whatever. But yeah. Let me catch up on chat. That was lost. I'm definitely going to pick up the new Sailor Moon Blu-rays by Viz. I hope to fix the problem with the earlier sets. I'm just watching it in 480. I don't care. I know it's not had a good release history recently. You know, it's got good sound quality at least. It's not like Dragon Ball, but it looks great. I think the art direction and character designs and actual animation and everything, it's really gorgeous show. I'm okay with it if it looks in standard definition. I'm fucking watching Akko and Sally from the 60s. Like, whatever. The fact that Akuma-kun doesn't have subs is a tragedy. Yeah, at least the movie is subbed. The first movie, which is still my favorite thing I've seen of any of that author. Oh... the author of Gegege no Kitaro and Akuma-kun. Fuck. Sorry. New stuff. Actually, 2023. There should be a movie of Gegege no Kitaro and a new series or a movie of Akuma-kun. It is actually going to make a comeback of sorts. Which is so hype. Might make a video on it. I would love that. I'd agree with that take. Yeah. Someone did translate the Famicom FPG for what it's worth. It's spicy, but it feels right. Sato only directed the first season. I know. He only directed the first season of Ojamaja Doremi. But, like, you know, he obviously is the one setting all those things. And I'm not just crediting Sato. I'm crediting the entire staff. Helmed by Sato. But then Taka Igarashi, yeah. And Kunihiko Ikuhara. I haven't seen those series yet. The ones they directed. I can only speak for the first 8 episodes. But I can tell. I can tell the things that he's helmed, yeah. For sure. Igarashi did all the seasons up to the final one, which is Oran Guy. Yeah, Take Igarashi's Oran, but also most of Ojamaja Doremi. He co-directs it with Sato, I believe, the first season, and then he's sole director for the other 3 seasons. He's the only director in my top that has 2 entries in my top 10. Dazaki doesn't. Miyazaki doesn't. So is he the true goated director? I like to think so. Just comparing the original Sailor Moon to Crystal, and you can see which anime did it better. Yeah. To be fair, I think there is something to be said about, you don't want to necessarily judge Crystal. Well, judge it to Crystal, because the manga with, saying Crystal is the pure representation of the manga, even if it is more faithful, because it is, it has its own shortcomings that are not reflective of Takeuchi's manga. So I am trying to read the manga specifically with the original anime and not even bother with Crystal. I don't even want to watch Crystal. I really don't. I'm not interested. I think Sato did part of our. I hope you enjoy all the shows. Sailor Moon's gorgeous. Yeah, it's aesthetic. New Akuma-kun hype. I'm so hyped for that new series. Can't wait. I just think Sato's best work is Tutu. It is. Yep. I think so too. I've seen all of Aria, and I think it's still Tutu. I haven't seen Hugto, and I haven't seen that photo series he's done. Tamayura Marama is something that he did. Kaleido Star is another I haven't seen. I really want to watch Crayon Princess Crayon, the Magic Kingdom or something. I think he did Goldfish Warning too, which I liked. I really liked. He didn't do Azukachi and Cha-Cha. I don't think he did. I have a gut feeling. But it's very similar, which is another series I want to watch. Anyway. Sato has worked on so many Magical Girls, it's wild. I heard Sato is doing the new Akuma-kun. Oh my god, if he is, oh my god. Oh my god. Actually, no, he did the original. He did the original Akuma-kun. Wait a minute, I'm not fucking high. Wait a minute. No. No, he absolutely did the original too. Oh, he absolutely did the TV series. Wait a minute. No, he deadass did that one. I'm not high. He did. Fuck yeah. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. And the movie was also him. Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. Anyway, sorry. Take Igarashi's pretty goated and yeah, seriously underrated. Incredibly underrated. It's because he just does his thing, Oh, I'm gonna do Star Driver over here, guys. Oh, I'm gonna do Bungo for 8 years. Still active, so that's all I'm happy about. I can't complain. It's funny, I was watching Bungo without even knowing that. I'm pretty sure I started watching Bungo Stray Dogs because it looked cool, and then it's one of my favorite directors working on it. I want to rewatch it, knowing that and have an appreciation for that more. But I also want it to be finished first. It's just gonna be more. I don't want to be strung along, so I'll probably wait until I rewatch. Wait until it's done, and then I stopped at season 2, so I have to watch the rest of it and rewatch whatever. I've seen never seen a one-to-one manga adaptation that people like. They always come off as pale imitations. What's a really faithful one? I mean, there's probably plenty. One Piece is fantastic, and that's pretty faithful. Naruto is pretty faithful, aside from the not the filler, but the some of the animation stuff, like Shippuden 82. But that one's fairly faithful, I think. Bleach is pretty close, I would imagine. I haven't read Bleach, but there's probably plenty that I really enjoy the anime for, and the mangas, and they don't do too much different from the manga. But I see what you mean. Crayon Kingdom's pretty epic. He did, yes he did. Azukachi and Cha-Cha was done over at Gallop. I think it was one of his first shows. Daiichi did a lot of Cha-Cha episodes. They're funny. Ooh, that's nice. I gotta watch Kodacha too. Obviously we've announced this title, but we Distotech's releasing Kodacha. I don't know if it's a bad thing if I don't have a date of when the second season's coming out, but for what it's worth, I don't think it's a big thing for me to say this, but I just worked on the chapters for that second season. That has never been released in the United States, by the way. We only ever got the first half of Kodocha, and then Funimation had to drop it. So that's really exciting, I think. And I'm probably going to get that. I'm personally probably going to get that release, even though I haven't seen it. I mean, just look at the Super Saiyan transformation to see which version is more memorable. Well, I mean, I don't know. I would say the anime did a fantastic job, for sure. But you can't deny it's a very important moment for manga, in general. Just the idea of this very momentous power-up is such a huge part for Battle Shonen that a lot of series have taken from afterwards. And that's not necessarily an anime thing. You know, the manga really gets the credit for that, I think. If only the second half of Kodocha got dubbed. Yeah. Oh well. Anyway, so continuing on. Metal Fighters Miku. Metal Jack. Metamorphoses / Winds of Change from 78. Metropolis. Yeah. Mew Mew Power from 2002, 1992. Mezzo from 2000. Mezzo Forte. Miami Guns. Michiko Hachin. Microid S from 73. Microman 99. Midnight Milk Party. I wonder if that's a hentai. Midnight Panther. It would be funny if you go like if you did a game where it's like, is this a hentai? And it's just the title, and you have to guess whether it's a hentai or not. Midnight Panther. That'd actually be pretty hard, I imagine, because there's certain because once you're in that headspace and you're like second guessing and everything. Midnight Sleazy Train, and then you make it harder by throwing in actually fake titles. Which one's a hentai? And it's possible that one of them just isn't even an anime that exists. So you have to actually guess which one's the real hentai. But you won't tell someone that, right? Midnight Sleazy Train. Midnight Strike Force from 2001. Midori Days. Fuck yeah, Midori Days. I really hope they please say don't say shit about that one. Don't shit talk that show. Midoriyama High. That's not a good title for it. Hey, that's not a good title. I get that this title. So this is a title I've actually seen that's raw, never been translated. Hardly seeded too. You could barely find this show. But it's 10 episode OVA. Midoriya Koshien Hen. It's a baseball series. But if they call it Midoriyama High, like it makes it think it's just about the high school. Oh, it's like Grease or something. But no, it's a baseball series. Anyway. Mighty Orbots. Mighty Space Miners. Mija. 03. Mikan's Diary from 04. From 94. Haruhiko Mikimoto. Milady Loves Sex. And then you also have to guess what decade is it from. As a bonus. You get like an extra point if you can guess the decade. That'd be fun. Where was it in the chat? Kodocha dub's so good it makes the original almost unwatchable. Ooh, really? Wow, that's interesting. The first half of Kodocha is also the better half. Dang. I was doing the chapters for it, and it did look like they were kind of doing whatever. So, that was a little Chad Mew Power title moment. I'm not trying to sound like I'm shitting on manga. I just don't like when people complain about when an entire anime makes changes to a manga, even if it elevates the source material. I know. Purists. No dub has the first half. The new Bleach season made a lot of changes to the manga, and people seem to love it. Oh, wow. The second half of Kodocha has its moments for sure, but overall it's pretty lackluster. The original Bleach anime also made changes that people didn't seem too much about either. Care about. MILF Mansion. 2007. Milk House Dreaming. Milk Money. Milky Homes. I was about to be like all this milk shit. It's just like, ugh. But Milky Homes is a good title. I've seen that one. Milky Passion. Millennium Actress. Milmo Dipon. Mina Smiles. Minami K. From 07. I got a lot to say about that one for some reason. I just saw, like, in the start of one paragraph, this cliched show's main strength is its character interactions. Okay. 2004. Mind Game. Minori Scramble. Miracle Giants. May 9. Miracle Girls. Miracle in the Starry Sky. Miracle of Love. Miracle Mimika. Miracle of Blaze. Takeo Miratsu. Mirai. This isn't even like... This doesn't have a link. That's interesting. Usually the titles are orange, so you can click on them and it's a hyperlink to like a Wikipedia entry or something. But that one doesn't have it. That's interesting. Oh, wait a minute. What the hell? It's not a title. It's not a, that's weird. That's going to be interesting to look into once I get to that point. No, get the... Yeah. Miroku. Mirror of Haley. Mischievous Kiss from 08. Misha the Bear Cub. Miss Hori and Mr. Miyamura. Miss Monochrome. Miss Norita Keeps Silent. Mission of Darkness. Mr. Ajiko. Mr. Happy. Mr. Pen. Mistreated Bride. Mitsudomoe. Hayao Miyazaki. Miori's Forest. Miyuki. I was just be like, am I highlighting these right? Milk House Dreaming is good. Milky Holmes is so cute. Hope they at least don't hate it. I hope so too. They wrote a chunk about it. I was more referring to the people who used to say that Neverland Season 2 was bad just because it was unfaithful instead of the real issues. Yeah, it's very generalizing of them. It also doesn't make sense because the author was very directly involved in that adaptation. So what do they have to be mad? Why do you have to be mad? Does Millennium Actress count as a romance story? Sure. Love with the movies. Love with your career, of sorts. To be fair, Neverland 2 was bad. Well, the dub was good, I'll give you that. Hi. Good to see you, Fat Cano of all time. Cool. Good to see you. Miyuki-chan in Wonderland. We're going through M, just separating what's from the past 2001 and before 2001, so we know what's in the 3rd edition, what's in the 1st edition. In case you're not sure what's going on. Mizuriro. MM 2010. Mochi Mochi Tree from 92. Tadahito Mochinaga. Tomomi Mochizuki. Modern Deaf Records of Strangeness. Okay. From 06. Modern Dog Tales Bow. Okay. Modern Love's Silliness. Modern Magical Made Simple. From 09. Moegaku 5. It's an interesting title. Moe-kan from 04. Moe-tan from 07. Moeo-ken from 04. Mojako from 95. Mokke from 2007. Moldiver. Mole Brothers from 07. Full Throttle. A Mole's Adventure from 58. 8 minutes and 53 seconds apparently. Momiji from 03. Momo the Girl God of Death. Momoko from 89. Momotaro's Divine Sea Warriors from 45. That's a pretty big entry, that's good. Momotaro's Sea Eagles from 43. Mon Cherie Coco. That show doesn't even exist. From 1972. Like it's all been destroyed, I think. Monarch the Big Bear of Talak. The Monchichi Twins. Moncoli Knights. Yeah. Money Wars. Monkey Punch's World Alice. Monkey and the Crab. Did I put Moncoli Knights in my... I didn't. Where is it? Moncoli Knights. Because I did the captions for that, so I basically watched the whole thing. Where would it be? Moncoli Knight. Oh, Rokumon. Alright, I'll just put that down. Because of course they're not going to put that localization on. Rokumon. Tengai Moncoli Knights. Yes. 51 episodes. Yeah, I did watch all of it. I'd say it was good. It was cute. Harmless, fun. There's a movie. That's kind of cool. Yeah, it was cute and fun. I just put a 51 episode show titled Work to Complete on my Monkey just on a whim. You know, for a reason. I forgot about it. I forgot putting that on there. My mattress is about love. I just realized that for some reason I thought you said based instead of bad. I mean, you're right, the dub was good. Neverland Season 2 is a case where the author wanted to make it, but the studio having no interest in everyone being in over their heads. Wait, did you pass Minky Momo? Let's look Minky Momo. They may have done a localized title. Yep. It's in G for Gigi. I'm pretty sure, yeah. Yep, Gigi. Gigi in the Fountain of Youth. Mahono Princess Minky Momo. Minky Momo dub is weird. I mean, I'm surprised it's still not subbed. The TV series. I know Inca got started on it, but Bridge Over Dreams is peak. Yeah, that's like I kind of don't want to watch the series at this point because I feel like it's not gonna top Bridge of Dreams. So, never heard of that localization. Disgusting. Monkey and the Crab. Monkey Punch's World, Alice. Monkey Turn. Monochrome Factor. Mononoke. Monster. I just saw the a superior anime series that doesn't demand viewers suspend their intelligence in order to be entertained. It's not a great compliment, but I like that it's being talked with my top 10. Yay! Yeah, I love Monster. Monster Mom Ben, 1968. Monster Rancher. Monster Tamagon from 72. Monsuno, 2012. Montana Jones. Moomins. Fuck yeah. Looking forward to that article. Moon Phase 05. Moonlight Lady from 2001. I'm sorry I snapped in the mic. That was probably bad. I apologize. Moonlight Mask. Moonlight Mile. Moonlight Pierce Umemi and the Knights of the Silver Rose, 91. Moonlight Sonata. Moral Hazard. Yasuji Mori. They actually got an arc for Yasuji Mori. That's great. Moribito. Koji Morimoto. Yuji Moriyama. Mosaica. Mospeada. Most Spirited Man in Japan from 99. Mother from 93. Mother and Child from 2012. Mount Head 02. Moretsu Ataro from 69. Mouse 03. Mouse Story, The Adventures of George and Gerald from 07. Moyashimon, I've heard good things about that one. Mr. Stain on Junk Alley. Miss Pictures, looks like an art, like a separate art, like a studio or something. A Field of Anime, Erotica, and Pornography. It's a subsidiary or something. Muchabe from 71. Muka Muka Paradise 93. Munto, KyoAni's debut. Murakami Jimmy Teruaki, if I'm not mistaken about that. I think Munto's their debut. As like a solo work. Yasuji Murata. Murder Princess. Musashi from 06. Musashi Lord from 1990. Musashi Dream of the Last Samurai from 2009. Mushi Production. Mushishi. Good one. For some reason, they talk more about Musashi the Dreamland of the Last Samurai than they do about Mushishi. Come the fuck on. Whatever. Mushiuta. Mushka and Mishka from 79. Music in anime is an article, a big article. Are you gonna read the descriptions anymore? I don't just care. Just curious. I am. I'm just not doing it right now. What I'm doing is highlighting on the digital edition. I'll show you. I'm highlighting what's a new series that's going to be just in the 3rd edition that's not in the physical book, as well as like, oh, this is an article, this is a studio slash, just for shorthand. And then when I, let me see if I can find any. If I find a difference, I'm going to highlight that difference in red. And then I write it down on like the notepad. If that makes sense. So I'm just doing categorization right now, and I figured that's fine and fun. I think that's okay to do. I think it'd be interesting to kind of like get an idea of what M is going to be like. Here's some here. Oh yeah, that's going to be in there because I completely forget. You can't just have all the anime in your head all the time. But once I finish this, I've gone through all of them. We're going to read some. But I've been streaming for an hour and a half, or an hour, so it's been fine. But I'm reading it. I'm still going to read all of it, yeah. Bridge Over Dreams is goated. Mickey Momo was written by the same guy who wrote the earlier episodes of Pokemon. Right, I heard about that. Montana Jones is just funny, furry Indiana Jones, if the poster is anything to go by. Oh, yeah. Where are you? Where are we? Yes. My air raid shelter. My air raid. Boku no Bokugo. That's a cool title, actually. My all day, all color. My bride is a mermaid from 07. My fair masseuse. My father's dragon. My life as ... My neighbor Tamageta from 74. My neighbor Totoro. I was about to say my neighbor Totoro. The article is my neighbor Tokoro, and I saw it initially, and I was like, oh, they actually didn't have much to say about Totoro. That's surprising. And no, it's Tokoro. It's a different thing. It's a parody. And then my neighbor Totoro. Yeah, that's their art. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. That's funny. My neighbor's the Yamadas. Wait a minute, really? I didn't know that. How did I not know that? When I saw My Neighbor's the Yamadas listed, I thought the Takahata movie, and that was like from the 2000s, I thought. And then the year right in front of it is 1980. So I was like, wait, what? Is that wrong? And then I look, and there's a TV series. There's 102 episodes of the Yamada's TV series. I had no idea that there was a TV series. Hold on. Like, of course, that totally, I don't know why, obviously, yeah. Alternate version, Nono-chan. Oh my god, no wonder people don't know. Wait a minute. 2001? That's not it. Tonari no Yamada-kun. It just lists the movie from 99. Wait, what? There's the manga, and it only has Nono-chan, Nono-chan Theater, and Tonari no Yamada-kun. An ONA from 2001? That's 85 episodes? Animated shorts? Where's the... It literally says 25-minute, 102 episodes, and then there's a 104-minute movie, and there's 25 minutes, 61 episodes. That's Nono-chan. What's the first one? Wait, what? Oja manga Yamada-kun. Yeah, there's a manga series. Anime News Network seems to have a... Yeah, there it is, 1980 for Anime News Network. Mal doesn't have an entry for that.
Mal doesn't have an entry for the 1980 series of Yamada-kun. That's surprising. It looks good. That's so surprising to me. I 100% bet you it's raw. 100%. I'm just gonna look real quick. Is that it? No, that wasn't it. Yamada. Okay. What? Sorry, I'm not looking at chat at the moment. Yeah, Ojamaja Yamada-kun. Ojamanga Yamada-kun. It is not listed on my database of choice. That is very surprising. What a mystery. Well, gang, we just stumbled on our next mystery. Musashi Dream of the Last Samurai is the kind of movie they would like. Still can't forgive any Mushishi disrespect. It was a manga originally, so it makes sense. Oh wow, that's so cool, I had no idea. So no Yamada's TV then? I think the Yamada's TV show is a different name. It's on Mal. It's Raw. Yeah. Tonari Yamada. Okay, Ojamanga. Let's put an Ojamanga in Mal. Could you work, please? It's frozen. There you go. Oh yeah, there it is. For whatever reason, it is not linked back to the other one, but you're right, it is on there. Yeah, that's so weird. Huh. I'm surprised. That's fascinating. Anywho. My Ordinary Life. Nichijou. Or just Nichijou. My Pico. There's Boku no Pico, gentlemen and ladies, and it's a big entry. It's sizable, of course. My Place, My Sexual Harassment, My Sister Momoko, My Sky, My Teen Romantic Comedy Snafu. It'll be really fun. I don't think it does. It might be close, but I don't think it will. There's a likelihood that Boku no Pico is considered one of their long entries that they spend a lot of time on. Interesting. My 3 daughters. My wife is a high school student. My Hime. Myself, Yourself. Mysteries of the World. Mysterious Cities of Gold. Heard good things about that one. They actually have a lot to say about that one. That's definitely going to be one of their longer entries. Wow. Mystery Girlfriend X. What's it called on mail? I'll put it. And 10 staff issues linking certain shows together. Oh no, they did the meme. Ojamanga Yamada-kun is the name of the the series, the 80s series. Sorry I didn't show any of that diving on Mal. Mystery of the Necronomicon. Mystery Archives of Dantalion. Mystical Laws. It's another Happy Science movie, I believe. Mythical Detective Loki Ragnarok. And there we go, we're in N. That's it. Whew. And yeah, Gundam is not in M for whatever reason. But it's still a big entry. M's huge. Thank you. Alright. So
at this point, it might be a little boring to like do the actual reading. I'll still do it. I think that's what I'll do now. But I would much rather, if you guys heard any of those titles and you were interested in me reading those entries and hearing what they have to say about them, we discover for ourselves if there's anything weird about them. I could do my thing. And we can discover it together, you know? But we're going to start with Machine Robo. But yeah, if you guys have any entries from M, even from other places, like past M, I don't care. I love interaction with the chat. If I didn't, I really wouldn't be doing this. I would just record on my own, right? Or just do all this research on my own. Which, yeah. Anyway. I'm thirsty. Thirsty boy. Okay. Machine Robo. So here we go. First entry. See how this works. How did the Ghibli movie come out before the manga? According to Mal. Dummy! Dummy Mal! Fool! Foolish Mal! I don't know. Maybe that... Wait a minute. I have no idea. Well, they say it's published from 91 to 97, which is still before the movie. But it's not before the 80s series. Well, it still doesn't make much sense. Oh well. Mahomatic? Gosh, I hope they at least like it. Let's find out. Maho-romatic. I'm curious as well. Maho-romatic. Maho-romatic. Yes. Okay, so let me just check if there's an entry in the 01 book. Maho-romatic. Yes, there is. They may have added some stuff. Okay. It visually looks like a longer entry on the 3rd edition. After a long and faithful service as a Vesper hyper soldier fighting alien invaders in outer space, android Maho-Ro V106. Trying for female subservience. Since you want me to read it, I'll read it out loud. In a triumph for female subservience, she elects to live at her former commanding officer's house and work as a maid for his teenage son. This case of making beds, not war, was based on a manga in Kamigamu by Monjiro Nakayama. Oh, they added some stuff in the 3rd edition. They added in the 3rd edition. However, her retirement is short-lived, not only because she is told to expect only 350 remaining operational days, but also because menaces keep on arriving and forcing her to blow her mundane cover. Mahomatic channels chunks of the same studio's Gunbuster with body gags about breasts, self-consciously silly poetry, and the constant threat of alien attack, forcing Maharo to come out of her retirement. Its heroine, a disposable girlfriend with a ticking time limit, like the famous Limit the Miracle Girl. I didn't know Limit was about that, actually. That's interesting. But I'm still waiting. This is still all added to the 3rd edition. At least it could have been 2nd edition, but this is at least I'm only comparing them 1st and 3rd. When Japanese boys are Suguru's age, 350-day deadline isn't the time limit on a robot girlfriend. It's a reminder that college exams and the adult responsibilities that follow are less than a year away. Deep down, with its school days nostalgia and its ticking time limit, Mahomatic is really about that other perennial Gynax subject, staying forever young. I guess it doesn't stick out to me as that, but I guess there's something to that, I guess. At least Gunbuster comes to my mind. I guess. The other perennial Gynax subject, staying forever young. We'll talk no video a little bit as well. Okay, it's a read. In a twist reminiscent of Tenchi Muyo, this is all still added.
In a twist reminiscent of Tenchi Muyo, a second robot companion arrived for the sequel series M Something More Beautiful in 2002. So this obviously has to have been added because this didn't exist as of first edition. The one-shot Maharomatic Summer Special in 03 features a decision by the girls to hunt down and destroy every one of the boys' pornographic magazines, leading to a light-hearted variant on the themes of treasure hunting and saving the world. Based on the manga in Kamigamu by Manjiro Nakayama and Bo Ditama. Oh, I think that last part was from the first edition, because they do have the case of Making Beds Not War was based on a manga based on the manga in Kamigamu by Manjiro and Bo Chidama. Compare to Handmaid May or Hana. Interesting. So they cut that part out. In the first edition, at the end, they say, compare to Handmaid May or Hanaukyo Maid Team. Just because there's maids in it. Yeah, link it to these other fucking titles in our encyclopedia so it bounces around more. Very shallow comparison. That one was a lot more thoughtful. Third edition was more thoughtful, I think. They didn't seem to hate it. Milky Holmes, I need to know if they at least didn't bash it. Yeah, I'll check that one out after. Is there any listing of a Transformers anime called Super God Master Force? Let's Control F and find out. Let me read the rest of the chat, though. It's often shortened to Master Force is the main title. People always name drop Boku no Pico, but no one mentions that's the guy that wrote it has also written random 03 episodes, FMA 03. Yeah, of course. They're just staffmen like everyone else, you know? They've worked on other titles. It's not a huge deal or whatever. I find it interesting how many of the FMA 03 writers were attached to hentai at one point. Yeah. Disposable Girlfriend. Yeah, that was in the third edition, I think is what they called when they called it that. Pretty sure Shaft did most of the work for Maharomatic. Okay. Was this written before the second season? Doesn't look like it. I'm pretty sure Gynex's main theme is not letting go of your inner child, not staying young forever. Interpretations. Master Force. Yeah, the fourth series, Transformers Chojin Master Force. Yes. So they have an entire article of Transformers. There's an entire Transformers article in the encyclopedia because it's called Tatakai Cho Robot Seimei Tai Transformers. So they have a huge article about pretty much Transformers. So Master Force is in there. All right, let's check out Milky Holmes. I'll do all the recording for Maharomatic and these other titles afterwards or sometime at some point. Okay, Milky Holmes. This is just the third edition, so no book. The future. People use electronic toys to give them superhuman abilities, enabling them to commit crimes. Most of the crimes are minor, but it takes a toy-savvy detective to track down the perpetrators, and the average police officer doesn't have the necessary skills. This has ushered in a new great age of detectives, when anyone with the right toys can play. Enter schoolgirl entrepreneur Opera Kobayashi and her team of gothic Lolita dressing, hair-ribboned schoolgirl sleuths known as Milky Holmes. How can they solve cases and cope with schoolwork and looking cute at the same time? Well, it helps that their school is the Holmes Detective Academy, but when will they realize that their greatest criminal opponent is very close to home? What a bad synopsis. Like, really, clunky and don't get it. Like, really kind of sterile and weird. I'm going to read it over here so that you can see my face a bit better. Oh, wow, sick. Fourth series is an interesting note. Bit of conflicting information, I think. Okay. There's no explicit sexual activity or nudity, but this show is loaded with both verbal and visual innuendo. We all know what sea cucumbers stand for, and projectile nipples have been around since Mazinger Z. But that doesn't mean this show is entirely without wit or a sense of irony. It's loaded with references to detective fiction and anime. Sherlock Holmes, Arsène Lupin, Nero Wolfe, Hercule Poirot, Cordelia Gray, Golgo 13, Squid Girl, and more. What? References to detective fiction and anime. It's just weird that, like, you can kind of get with, like, Golgo 13. It's like, okay. He's not, like, detective, but all right. Kind of a similar story. Squid Girl and more. It's like, all right. Wait a minute, though. Wait a minute. Squid Girl came out in 2010. Milky Holmes also came out in 2010. Squid Girl came out in October of 2010. Milky Holmes came out the same season as Squid Girl. October 2010. They're the same season. How are there references to Squid Girl in another seasonal of the same season? Do you mean, like, they kind of remind you of the same thing? Like, what? Huh? Is there an entry for Akuma-kun somewhere in there? Yes. We can read that after if you want. I'm pretty sure I've covered it, but we can read it. Did we talk about memories before? Maybe. We can read that one too. Here's a list of random anime we know. Hope we reference it. Kind of, yeah. Anyway, there's even an homage to Frances Hodgson Burnett's classic novel, A Little Princess, in the second series storyline, where the girls lose their toys to the villains and are flung into an attic in poverty. That's like the premise of the show. Wait a minute. I could be misremembering this, but they lose their powers at the beginning of the show. And then because they lose their powers, they used to be the hot shit. And that's not like a reference. I guess it's an homage. I didn't even think of it as an homage. It's just a story beat. It's just like an obvious. They're not like directly I guess it's an homage. But like I see what they're coming from. But like that's also not the second series storyline. That's definitely the first season, like the first 2 episodes or more. That's weird. The Great Detective Squid Girl. You mean F? No, the anthology film. Right. Weird. And the villains are flung into an attic in poverty, facing expulsion from the academy unless they can get them back. Yeah. This is part of a carefully crafted media franchise owned by Japanese trading card game company Bushiroad. These franchises generally start with a character, or better, a group of characters, geared to cover most bases of male fanish taste. I thought that said fetish at first. Of male fanish taste. Why are you bringing this up? Anyway, I guess it's interesting. Images and snippets of story are released across various media to test the water and build the market. Milky Holmes started with an internet radio drama and publicity pictures in December of 2009. The anime series was Phase 2, and anime releases continued on TV and DVD alongside a manga, a visual novel, a light novel series, plus, of course, a trading card game and merchandise. It sounds manipulative, but like it's basic. It sounds like a very obvious, easy practice that was like a thing since Haruhi, right? Aren't they describing the media mix here, like the Japanese media mix that Pause and Select has talked about? Why is this a carefully crafted media franchise owned by Bushiroad? Does that make it like illegitimate or something? I don't know. The way they're phrasing that just seems like sus to me. A 2-part video. It just rubs off the wrong way to me personally. A 2-part video from this. You could have just said, like, it started as a radio drama, and then it also got this other stuff. You don't have to be like, it's part of all of this big plan to get us to buy it. Like, yeah, I'm trying to make it's a business. I don't know. A 2-part video from the same crew followed in the winter of 2011 with a beach theme, providing the opportunity to see all the characters in swimwear. Although the titles of both episodes were all about final farewells, the sleuths in frilly skirts were back on TV in 2012 in Milky Holmes 2. 2 specials followed. The name of the title. And Tanti, A third TV series commenced in July of 2013. Wait a minute. No, there's 2 seasons of it. Wait, what? I thought there was... Wait, what? Am I high? I think I'm high. Oh, I'm not high. I just didn't watch them. So, I watched Milky Homes with Definitive Anime Chat, and they explicitly didn't watch the 3rd season. However... Oh, okay. The reason they didn't mention the movie... I was like, why didn't they mention the movie? It's because the movie came out in 2016, so it would not be in the 3rd edition as of 2015. But, yeah, so I watched Tantai Opera, and then I watched Dai to Maku, the 2nd I did not watch this, actually. I don't recognize these characters at all. Wait a minute. What did I watch? Did I just watch the... I'll just put like a look at my fucking Kitsu. I watched, yeah, wait, no, I did. That's weird. I don't remember those characters at all. Huh? Let me pull up, Mal. Sorry, where's my shit? I have so much shit open and only 2 screens to do it. So that's the 1st season. And that's the 2nd. I don't even remember these characters, dude. Maybe I remember her? Wait a minute. They're the same characters. They're just in different outfits. Because that's the green one, that's the pink one, that's the blue one, and that's the yellow one, I think. Yes. Yes. I'm just high. She was throwing me off, that's why. Yeah, okay. Sorry. And then I haven't seen Futari. That's right. I didn't see this 3rd season. I guess I heard it wasn't very good. It doesn't have the same kind of things worth watching it for, as in the wackiness and the very bombastic, cartoony kind of stuff. Also, art direction by Shichiro Kobayashi. Shichiro Kobayashi backgrounds and postcard memories in this show. Like, it was surprisingly good. It was really cool. And then there was the movie, which people also recommend, and I watched that as well. Anyway. Let me put the chat again, sorry. Whoop. Oh, that one. I'm so used to referring to the shorts by names. Yeah, it's just a medium mix. I hate that they're trying to make it sound manipulative. Great show. There are more seasons. I still need to see Milky Homes. Welcome back. Good to see you, Annalisa. It's just them in different outfits. Yeah, sorry, Alice. I'm just high. Yeah, okay. So they didn't really, I'd have to look, I'd have to take that with a fine-tooth comb of, like, where would I categorize that? They definitely gave their opinion about it. But it might have, I think it was ultimately fairly positive. It's not as good as after the 2nd season. I still think they were unfair to it. Yeah? I think they said some weird shit. I think it was an odd choice with the Squid Girl thing. But, and then they carefully credited me, it's just like a weird thing, but it doesn't necessarily have to do with I don't think it's damning of the anime itself. I think they're just being cynical. It's not the worst thing, I think. Well, let me check out Memories. Here we go. An anthology film in the tradition of Robot Carnival and Neo Tokyo, hyped further for comprising 3 stories based on the works by Katsuhiro Otomo. I mean, the media mix thing. Yeah, no, I get that. For Magnetic Rose, her memories, hence the title of the film, Kanojo no Omoide. Okay. A group of space salvage operators find a gravity well in the center of the Sargasso area of space. I just realized this is from 95, so it should be in the book as well, in the 1st edition. Let's find it. Memories! There we go. Tokyo had further by sensing booty, they investigate They have to find that the giant metal rose is the mausoleum of a famous opera singer from the 20th century. Robots and holograms on the ship recreate the events of her life and her bitterness over her rejection by her lover, Carlo. Wait a minute. Robots on the ship recreate the events of her life. And her bitterness over her rejection by her lover, Carlo. It's been a little while since I watched Magnetic Rose. Doesn't he die? Doesn't he just pass away unexpectedly and she just kind of like... You're right, it is kind of spoilery. I have to keep reading. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it gets more spoilery from there. They not only discover more sinister aspects of her past, but also that the mausoleum wants to drag them into the illusions forever. For astronaut Heinz Beckner, spoilers, his backstory. Oh, she kills him. Haunted by his daughters, Emily's. This is a tempting prospect, and Morimoto's direction juxtaposes ultra-modern sci-fi designs with the stately, Baroque interiors of the space station and the homespun farmhouse of Beckner's family. Redolent at times of Tarkovsky's Solaris and the post-Stargate scenes from 2001: A Space Odyssey, the Magnetic Rose sequence is one of the triumphs of anime, helped all the more by liberal extracts of Puccini's Madame Butterfly and Tosca, which managed to dwarf the other music. Helped all the... This is a weird backhanded compliment. Helped all the more by liberal extracts of Puccini's Madame Butterfly and Tosca, which managed to dwarf the other music by Yoko Kanno. Also, that's all they say about Magnetic Rose, and they didn't mention Satoshi Kon at all. That's surprising. That is so surprising. They have it right there, the script, Katsuhiro Otomo, Satoshi Kon. They don't mention him writing it at all. It just says, based on works by Katsuhiro Otomo, and then they describe it, and then they have the little... That's it. Very spoilery, and... Yeah. On the subject of Otomo, I find it a shame that Akira never got a good video game. Well, surprisingly, Steam Boy actually got a good game. Oh, surprising. Wow, look at these nerds. Yeah, look at the nerd watching it. Look at that nerd watching and commenting. Just ooh. It is good to see you, Man Mode. Is he mentioned more in the 3rd edition? No. I read the 3rd edition mostly. I was lightly comparing it to the first, but let me double check. I don't think it's any different. Nope. No. Yeah, no. Nothing's different about their Magnetic Rose entry. That's surprising. Wow. The second sequence, Stink Bomb, reprises the runaway weapon theme of Otomo's Rojin Z. That's a good comparison. Because I think Stink Bomb also has kind of very similar stylistic comparisons, too, to Rojin. And same kind of narrative, too. I guess we say runaway weapon. Oh, obviously. Hapless scientific researcher Nobuo takes an antihistamine. Unaware that it is an experimental bioweapon that generates a fatal odor. Not realizing there are any ill effects, he heads for Tokyo to report to his bosses, while the military throws every weapon they have at him. And passerby drop dead in his tracks. Eventually, the task is left to... So they just kind of summarize the entire thing. A well-made but lightweight comedy is what they say about that. Akira SNES game got from dumbed recently, I think. Good to see you, Two Shapes. ROM dumped. I think it was the Genesis game. I was referring to the ones that were actually released. The final part, Cannon Fodder. was the first anime Otomo directed after Akira. Originally planned as a 5-minute sequence, it ran well over time and budget, eventually reaching the 15-minute form shown. Set in a steampunk world that recalls the animation sequences of Pink Floyd's The Wall, it features a nameless boy living in a town whose entire existence revolves around an unexplained war with a distant foe. He goes to school to learn about gunnery, while his father goes to work on one of the giant cannons, shooting an immense shell over the horizon, shot in a drained, drab color scheme. Cannon Father is a stinging indictment of war. The boy knows nothing except fighting and dreams of cartoon soldiers. It is also a masterpiece from Otomo. Wow, I'm happy they liked that one. There's some people that don't like it as much, because it's much more, it's less narratively driven, I guess. It's a little more experimental. But I like it just as much as the other two. Planned as a single continuous tracking shot, though this is not sustained for the entire film. Gotta be nitpicky about that. Obviously, it's the same as Rope, right? Where, like, it looks like it's shot in one sequence. I think there was one. There's some transitions, so I guess not really, but whatever. Very obvious transitions, not just like, cheap behind the back or something. And utilizing digital effects and scoring reputably as an experiment for Steam Boy. Oh, so here's stuff that was cut from the 3rd edition. None of this is in the 3rd edition. Steam Boy, a much-delayed project whose arrival has been hotly anticipated for over half a decade. Woo! Fun. Okay. Memories was shown at several foreign film festivals, but its disjointed nature made it a difficult sell, even to the dedicated anime fans. Reportedly, the attachment of Otomo's name to the production was regarded as such a guarantee of quality that the asking price for the foreign rights was ludicrously high. Unable to find an English-language distributor prepared to pay, the producers eventually released the film on DVD in Japan with an English subtitle track. Currently, this expansive Region 2 edition is the only English version available of one of the best anime of the 1990s. Funny how that tune was changed very quick. That was definitely taken out of the 3rd edition because we very quickly got a very cheap, affordable DVD that apparently used a translation that was kind of hastily done for a festival screening. I guess the foreign film festivals that they're describing here, they were probably made for that, and then they probably used those subtitles for their Japanese release. That'd be interesting. That'd probably be the case, I imagine. But, like, we had to, like, we actually had to redo those subtitles, interestingly enough. Anyway, interesting. Where are we at with time? We're going to be going an hour and a half, I think. Yeah, about an hour and 45. Pretty good. I think I want to do a couple select titles before we hop off. I expect these streams to be a lot more frequent, not just on Fridays, and maybe longer, but maybe probably also to cut it to 2 hours, just so I don't, I'll probably just be here for 4 hours forever if I don't, have to see, not sure. I was thinking also just doing like some not a subathon, but like at least one 24-hour stream would be kind of fun, just to go through this and really go through the whole book, and I don't know, maybe that'd be fun. Doesn't Discotech have it now? Yes, we do. We have it the kitchen sink. It is the best release you could ever ask for. It's got video restoration, we have a new it's not really audio restoration, I don't think, but there is a new dub. We produced a dub for it. We remastered some shots ourselves. There's a lot of computer effects that were used, particularly in Magnetic Rose.
that were not able to be properly restored or upgraded once the Blu-ray came out in Japan. So we did a lot of visual restoration to those shots using AstroRes, I believe, and the subtitles were redone. And then there's a ton of extras, including a documentary that I made about the making of the dub, the producing of the dub, and also a featurette about the restoration effort, and a few other things. So it's a really impressive, monumental release for us. You should definitely get it. Glad to have the Blu-ray now. I had the old Memories DVD too. Yeah. But yeah, I think I'm gonna read Monster. I'm curious. I also want to read Metropolis. I'm sure they got good things to say about that one. And if you guys still have any others from M that you might think of, let me know. Monster. Oh my god, M is so big. I'm still in MI. MO. Here we go. Come on, big money, big money. Monster, there we go. Mumster. Nice, gonna get for my birthday. Hell yeah. Do you include the documentary that can still be found on YouTube? Yeah? The one that was interviewing Koji Morimoto and Otomo. I'm not sure if Kon is in it. I don't think he is. But the directors are all part of it. It's the old one. It could probably be found on YouTube, but yeah. Minky Momo, Bridge Over Dreams, please. I'll check it out. I don't think they said anything about it, but yeah. Kenzo Tenma, a Japanese brain surgeon working at the top hospital in Germany, is handsome, brilliant, and engaged to a beautiful girl. One night he faces a terrible decision. A young boy arrives at the hospital after a mysterious shooting, needing surgery. Shortly after, the city's mayor is also brought in. Sickened by hospital politics, Kenzo insists on saving the boy because he came in first, despite pressure from his boss. He loses the support of his director, his rank at the hospital, and his fiancée. It seems his career is over. Then a series of grisly murders removes the director and the doctors who were promoted over him. Kenzo discovers that the boy he saved was more than he seemed to be, and his life becomes even darker and more dangerous as he follows a trail of murders and political machinations, trying to clear his name and understand why doing the right thing has had such terrible consequences. Based on the manga by creator Naoki Urasawa, with each TV episode corresponding to 2 chapters, this compelling story takes a man who has it all and throws it away and asks what it takes to make a monster. A superior anime series that doesn't demand viewers suspend their intelligence in order to be entertained. Monster reunites a number of staff from the earlier Urasawa adaptation Master Keaton, including composer Hayashima, whose ending theme for the first 33 episodes is sung by David Sylvian, late of British new romantic band Japan. In spring 2005, New Line Cinema licensed the monster movie rights for a proposed live-action co-production of the Shogakukan. Although nothing came of this, the torch was passed on to Guillermo del Toro and HBO, who announced their intention in 2013 to turn it into a live-action miniseries. 2013 is when that happened. Wow, that's a shame it didn't go through. Mononoke? I'll do a Bridge Over Dreams and then Mononoke. Okay, GG. I just typed in Bridge Over Dreams and nothing came out, so let's see. Laurent in My Dream. After the original TV series, she had 3 extra unbroadcast adventures that were included when the TV series was released on video, comprising SOS Marinasa, Momo Goes to School, and A Favor from the Stars. I don't think they mention Bridge Over Dreams at all.
3-minute video 1, 80-minute video 2, 25 minutes, 62 episodes, 25 minutes, 3 episodes. This is definitely Minky Momo. She returned on several occasions, including the 3-minute short Creamy Mommy vs. Minky Momo and Minky Momo La Ronde in My Dream, which is not the same thing as Bridge Over Dreams. Released in the US as Gigi and the Fountain of Youth. In this 80-minute video, also screened theatrically, her human parents' plane crashes in the sea, and Momo discovers a tropical island. Yeah. Yeah, they don't mention it at all. That is a shame. Oh no, what a shame. Too bad. They're missing out on peak. Mononoke. Okay, this is the 2007 series Mononoke. A medicine seller in old Japan has skills beyond his patients' expectations. Having already witnessed a demon cat stalking a family for revenge and emerged alive, he finds himself in many strange situations, facing unnatural spirits that have lingered too long in the human world and have been lured or forced to vengeance by human folly. He carries a magic sword to dispatch them. A little... I mean, yeah, I guess, technically, but it's more like a knife, but okay. But before he can do that, he must use his intelligence to learn their shape, their true purpose, and their reasoning. Only then can he destroy them. Stylistically related to the same team's Bakaneko segment of Ayakashi Samurai Horror Tales, this is one of the most beautiful anime of the decade. Its stylish design and breathtaking execution putting it on a level with rarities like The Sensualist. Ooh, I've been meaning to check out The Sensualist. It's a hentai, but really gorgeous. The use of traditional motifs such as framing shoji screens alongside strongly textured papers and watercolor styling is dazzling, and the color range is warmly seductive, giving the show the aura of ancient Japanese scroll painting alongside an Art Deco feel for a sinuous line and strong shapes. The digital animation techniques serve the art and story well, keeping the action flowing without intruding onto the audience's consciousness. Despite the sensuality of line and color that wouldn't feel out of place in 1001 Nights, the characters and situations have enough historical credibility to keep us anchored in Edo, spirits notwithstanding. To shock people feel at seeing the shock people feel at seeing a mere tradesman wearing a sword, and human vanity and frailty that would be at home in a film by Akira Kurosawa. The writing from a stellar team, including one of Japan's best sci-fi SF screenwriters, so I assume that means sci-fi, is another exotically beautiful hybrid, blending murder and mystery with supernatural and historical elements to produce a bold and stylish work that doesn't even try to be like other anime. For intelligent, entertaining writing and visual beauty, this series has few equals. Glowing. Extremely glowing. Warranted. Very warranted. Mushishi? Man, I would love for the rest of the series to get a home release. Yeah. I don't know what happened with that one. Too bad. Ginkgo is a wandering expert in Mushi, the most basic life forms in the universe, representing primal energy. Their manifestations often appear to the uninitiated to be supernatural, in the form of hauntings or unexplained phenomena. In other words, a pseudo-scientific gloss on everyday ghost stories, based on the manga by Yuki Urashibara, which began running in Comic Afternoon in 2000. A live-action movie adaptation directed by Katsuhiro Otomo was released in 2006. Really? I had no idea that. What the fuck? Never mind, I didn't know there was a live-action movie. I didn't know it was directed by Otomo. Surprising. A fitting job for the man whose own term for primal energy was Akira. What does that mean? What? A fitting job for the man whose own term for primal energy was Akira. Huh? Anyway, this was followed in 2014 by an anime TV special And a second series. Man, I love it when they love a show. Same. What? Yeah. I need to find it. Yeah. This stuck out to me. They describe the show, and then they was like, in other words, a pseudoscientific gloss on everyday ghost stories. That's very dismissive. That's a shame. Are they just not in the mood for it or something? I'm surprised. Sometimes they say things just to sound smart. Kind of, yeah. I get it. And this is what I'm trying to get over as well. I am always worried and self-conscious of vapidly saying praise in a video. I'm just making it just kind of blah and useless and like, well, okay. You know? And I'm not saying I won't still be doing that, but I feel like that has stifled me in being like, I have to say something completely original and profound every goddamn time. And then I just don't write anything. So sometimes it's like you just gotta have to embellish, you know? I get that there's some like kind of theatrical, flowery language that doesn't really mean much. That doesn't stick. But I guess I prefer that over being very cold and dismissive, like they were here, I think, with Mushishi. Just calling it a pseudo-scientific gloss on everyday ghost stories. Like, okay. I know there was a live-action movie because it kept coming up on Amazon Japan when I was looking for the Blu-rays. There's a surprising amount of anime writers and directors who have made live-action works. I'm not surprised. Didn't know it was a Tomo. It's just like that combination is surprising to me. Gotta cut your teeth on tokusatsus and dramas. My teeth? Annaliso? I have been watching Kamen Rider for over a year. Close to 2 years now. It'll be probably coming up on 2 years soon enough. Of me and my roommates every Tuesday, and now Wednesdays, getting together and watching a bunch of tokusatsu episodes of... We started with Gaim, and then we did... We did Gaim. I'm not going to say them in order. I don't remember the exact order. It was Gaim, 01, Build, Forze. We just finished Drive a couple weeks ago. We watched Revice as it came out. Now we're watching Geats as it's coming out. And we replaced the Legacy Kamen Rider with we replaced the Legacy Kamen Rider with a Sentai. Now we're doing some Sentai stuff. So we're watching Kyuryuger, the 2013 Sentai with dinosaurs. Didn't you know the more you pretend like you don't care, the more objective you are? We're totally above it all. Yeah, I get it. That was a Misfits line. Anyway, the Misfits from Gem and Holograms. I meant the writers, but yeah. Okay, fair. The writer for Death Note is currently working on the latest Sentai series. Oh, the new one that's not out yet, but will be. Like Tabata. Not Tabata. Tabata's the artist. Obata? Wait a minute. Obata's the artist. Who the hell is the writer for that? His name. There we go. Who dat? Do that. Oba and Obata. Okay. Tsugumi Oba. Alright, cool. That's right, his or her identity and gender is a closely guarded secret. Some believe Oba is just a pen name for Hiroshi Gamo. Is that who I think it is? Oh, they think it's the Lucky Man author. Which I don't think it is. I actually suspect it was Hikaru no Go's author, to be honest with you. Because there was elements in Hikaru no Go, and it could have come from Obata, obviously, because Obata was the artist for that series. And from my understanding, I haven't seen Bakuman, but from my understanding of a artist-writer combo, is that, the writer is obviously developing a lot of the story and writing it, but the artist can have contributions. And like, why don't we have a scene like this? So they're involved with the story in some capacity. And I remember there was a particular element in Hikaru no Go that really felt like Death Note. That felt like the echoings of Death Note to me. I think the premise is fairly similar too, because it's a protagonist with a spirit that's following them, that only they can see, that is interacting with them, that really guides their journey in a way. Not that Ryuk guides Light in any tangible way, but he's really he's like an overseer, right? He's really the person who sets him on that path and kind of follows him. And Sai, for Hikaru no Go, Hikaru and Sai, Sai really wants to play Go because he was a Go master, and Hikaru doesn't really have that much interest, but he's like, yeah, okay, sure. And then he goes to like one of the parlors, and since Sai can't physically play because he's just a spirit, he's like, you just like fight that kid, get in a match with that kid over there, and I'll tell you what moves to do, and I'll basically play, and you just be my arms. And he's like, okay, fine, that's fine, I don't care. Anything to appease you, and not that appease, it's just like, and sure, he's just a nice kid like that, I guess. And the kid he faces becomes his greatest rival. It's Akira, and dude is pissed because he's like a prodigy, like really talented Go player, and he gets creamed by Sai, who's this legendary Go master. And he's like, dude, what the fuck? Because all he sees is the kid that he's like, I don't know this game. And then he's like, this is my first game. And he asks him, and he's like, yeah, it's my first game. And he beats him, and it's like, oh, it's interesting. Not that aspect was Death Note-y. It was a scene later, and I can't really fully describe it. It's hard to describe. It's a lot of stuff that happens in that show. Great show. Hikaru no Go, fully recommended. I just started Hikaru no Go. Very nice first episode. Yeah, it's fun. Definitely check that. I gotta write that down as a video idea, because I've been meaning to make that idea. But I would have to watch Chihaya Furu and Hikaru no Go and Sangatsu no Lion. And I've already seen Akagi, but I'd have to rewatch it at that point. Basically, I had this idea, and I probably mentioned it on this stream or elsewhere. I had the idea of comparing those 4 shows, just because shows that I'm interested in are pretty high-profile versions of these different board games. They're these games, and there's not a lot of physical action. How do you depict these games in an animated form, in a cinematic way, that's like actually compelling? Because like you're sitting there, right, and it's just a board, and especially Go. Hikaru no Go was really what got me this idea, because it was surprising that their choice was literally just don't explain the game that much, and just show the board, and very often just move pieces, and cut to other things occasionally, and there's music involved, and the way that they're narrating it and to describe, and showing it visually, you get the vibe of like, oh, he's winning, oh, he's doing really well, or he's in trouble, but they're not doing it by explaining the game. They have like 1 or 2 lines, obviously. They're not keeping you completely in the dark, but I really like that they just kind of like they're bending, using certain techniques that you get it as an audience member, even if I have no idea how to play Go. I watched that whole show and I still have not the first fucking idea. The same thing with Akagi. Akagi, all about mahjong. I don't know. I've tried playing mahjong. I've played mahjong. I kind of know how it works, but I also kind of don't. I've played it in 51 Clubhouse games on the Switch, and it's fun. I just really don't know what I'm doing. I just don't have the mind for it, the strats. But you can kind of tell based on the narration and the character interactions and everything that
Akagi's doing some crazy shit or whatever. So that was always like very interesting to me, and I really wanted to see how Chihayafuru does it with Karata, and how Sangatsu no Lion does it with Shogi. Yeah, I think that'd be a fun video. Sorry, I'm just gonna keep up on chat. Somehow didn't watch W and prep for Fuda Pie, and we sampled food W actually, Double. We watched the first episode of Double actually because we were choosing which one to watch next. It was gonna be Double, 01, Kabuto, and one other one. I think Kuga? No, it wouldn't be Kuga. Oh, it was Xaid. It was Xaid, 01, Kabuto, and W and Double. And we went with 01. Because it had a banger first episode. Really good. Like the fucking gunshot. And a lot of really good stunts. Like they had the really great fight stuff. So we were like really excited by that one. I think that was the second one we watched. It went Gaim, 01, Build, Forza, Drive. Yeah, I think that was the order. But no, I mean the one that's currently airing. Also meant the Death Note anime. Oh, Don Brothers? That's wait, what? That's not the same guy. Do you mean like episodes of Death Note? Because the writer for Don Brothers is the same guy who wrote for Jetman. I thought it was a very famous Sentai writer for Don Brothers. The one that's currently airing is Don Brothers, though. So the one that had because the new one hasn't come out yet, I don't think. Oh man, I remember pausing like vids on platforms, and I watched a follow-up stream that straight ripped into that. On platforms and ripped into what? Sorry, I don't know what you mean. I haven't watched Go yet in years. I need to rewatch. Also, Spirit reminded me of Yami. Yeah, but at least Sai's a lot less intense. Is that a for Joe reference joke? Isn't Yu-Gi-Oh just the Darby fight as an entire series? No, it's a lot more of a traditional battle shonen with cards. I'm glad I got a Hikaru no Go conversation started, even though I didn't mean to. I watched Hikaru no Go a while ago. Felt it had similarities with Death Note. Writing style feels similar, I guess. There's the Toei anime, the early chapters of the manga. I found out a series about Obito worked on where the main character fights with a kid-sized puppet. No, right, that one. Yeah. I haven't seen it yet. But yeah, we all kind of wish we got what Kaiji pretty much was instead of just dedicated card strats that turned out to be not meta at all. What? We all kind of wish we got what Kaiji pretty much was instead of just dedicated card strats. Do you mean for Yu-Gi-Oh? I don't know what you mean. Man, I learned to play Go after watching Hikaru no Go. It was a while ago. I should rewatch it. Blade or Ryuki? Neither of those. I haven't watched either of those. X8 is the best memes. Yeah, my roommate ended up watching it and loved it. After we went through that watch. Death Parade is the closest thing to early Yu-Gi-Oh! I guess, yeah, technically. Just the classic debt game insanity. Oh, well, I don't know what you mean still. Compared to Akagi? He did Jetman, Death Note, and Toei Yu-Gi-Oh! I'd laugh so hard if Inoue did the Death Note. He just keeps writing games of death revolving around on misunderstanding. Takahashi wrote the Yu-Gi-Oh! Manga before Konami finalized the rules. Yeah. And I'm okay with that. It doesn't need to follow like the actual Yu-Gi-Oh! Rules. Yeah, at some point I want to put that down here as like a later video idea.
If Sangatsu gets a new season, I'll move forward with this video. I'll say that. Probably won't happen. How long we going? Yeah, 2 hours-ish. Yeah, okay. I didn't get much in the way of progress done, but that's fair. I kind of expected it because the chat is so active, which I'm very grateful for. I also read all of them, so that helps. That certainly is a contributing factor. I think I'm good with reading tonight. It's 8:50. I want to go to bed. I got work tomorrow. But yeah, I think I'll call it off here. I'll probably try to watch the stream back and do with whatever recording. It definitely needs more refinement. Like, I think it's fun. I think the idea of just doing more streams is a great thing, as long as it means progress. That's my only thing. I think I'll have to take it with a lot of care. I'll get better at this. I want a good chess anime. The best one we have is still Code Geass. Oof. Tough. Yeah. Not that popular in Japan, I guess. I couldn't tell you. It seems like shogi's kind of the chess equivalent of sorts. That one's like the most like organized in a way. But yeah, I feel like there could be one, but it's just I don't know. Also, did Sword Guy, that anime everyone hated in whatever season that came out? Oh, okay. My god, it is Toshiki Inoue for Death Note. Told you. We need a new season of Sangatsu. See y'all next time. Thanks for streaming. He did some Garo, so it'll be fun to look at. Yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna peace out, I think. But it was great to be on stream, being back, and hope we do this more often. I will see. I'm very busy with my works, I guess, and my other things. It'll be an interesting year. We'll see. It's probably gonna be another couple months of this stream again. No, I refuse to let that happen. Anyway, I think want another class of actual chess. Okay. I'm happy you guys appreciate the stream though. It seems people did have a good time, so I'm very grateful for that. I missed out on the last Sangatsu Blu-ray. Dang. All right, I think I'll peace out. As I said for the fourth or fifth time, literally violates basic Chinese chess rules. Yeah, as it does. That's why it's not great. Anyway, you guys have a great couple days. Have a good day. I want to say week because it's gonna be week. I don't know if it's gonna be weekly. I might just stream in the next 2 days. Who knows? It's gonna be very sporadic, very sudden and stuff. So, yo, peace.